Well, happy Thursday evening to you. Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy, bringing you another nightly update. Today is Thursday, October 9th. It's about 10 o'clock here in Texas. Got all the horses fed, cattle are bedded down. We rode about 5 or 6 horses tonight, worked cows on them. It was a good evening. I hope you guys had a great day. Mine was pretty good. Worked in the spur shop here and kind of waited for some kind of bounce that really never materialized. But if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and hit that like button, tap the subscribe, hit that bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we drop a video. And don't forget, these videos are not for financial advice. They are for entertainment and educational purposes only. Use caution when trading crypto. You could lose all of your money. All right, into the meat and potatoes, what everybody's here for. We'll start with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This measures market sentiment. Are people scared? Are people getting greedy? And you'll see we're right here in the middle. This covers the whole gamut of crypto. So it gives you a pretty good idea what the sentiment is. It's moved up a little bit over the past couple of days, but I think what's happening is everybody's kind of positioning, getting ready for this next bounce. And obviously it's going to move up when things like that happen. Going into the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, this is what the market makers follow. All of these bright blue different colored lines are people's liquidations, whether they're long or short. And market makers, they're lizard people. They don't care where you are. They don't care where you're positioned. All they want is your money. So they're going to work their way down. They're going to try to grab this, move up. But you'll see there's about $528 million of liquidations down to about 117,000. And if you go to the upside, guys, they're really starting to load up in shorts. $1.27 billion in short liquidations up to about 126,000. So when this thing does bounce, you can expect it's probably going to be pretty violent. There will be more shorts that pile in above as this price action goes down. Well, how does that relate to the charts? Well, let's break it down real quick. All right. You can see we had that huge dump after Trump took office and the tariffs scared everybody. Traditional markets went down as well, but we found support somewhere around $74,000. That's where the whales said, hey, this is a good place to start buying. They're always the first ones to buy, and they start pushing this price up. And you can see it pushed up. It met this is a 50 moving average. So what it does is it takes 50 candles, takes an average of those candles and creates a line. And what happens is this turns into very strong support and resistance that you follow. That's not a horizontal support or resistance, but it's a fluid support resistance that the charts really like to respect. And you can see we blew right through it, never really retested it, went all the way up to an all-time high. And this price action's like a spring, guys. It's got to be pushed down. It's got to be really pushed down and recoiled before it can take a chance at blowing back up. And that's exactly what happened. We broke that previous high. Whales started taking profits. Usually day traders, intraday traders, swing traders, they're going to wait on this. They're going to watch this move up and they're going to wait for it to come down because there's always a retest. And that's what happened. Bears took control, pushed this price down, met us right at that 50 moving average. And day traders, intraday traders, they know that that's a very strong support. And that's what I want to teach you guys, that this 50 moving average works as very strong support or resistance. And we bounced right off of it, pushed to a brand new all-time high. This was enough of that coil, that spring to push us there. But then we struggled. When we hit all-time highs, guys, people take profits. It's unknown whether you're going to go any higher, so it's smart. It's smart to take profits. You can see that's what people did, but the bulls stepped in again, tried to push it up, broke another high, and then people took more profits. It's really, everybody's thinking, man, there's no way we're going to do that again. So people took more profit, and then we launched again. We lost that 50, but we found support at some of these previous highs. And then we pushed up, flipped that from resistance support again, and then we broke an all-time high, $126,000. And when I was talking about those short liquidations, what happened is a ton of them pooled up here. Market makers recognized it, and it's just fuel for the fire. It makes this thing go up even faster. It's what they call a short squeeze. So we've met that all-time high. People are taking profits again. A lot of people don't know, so it's just smart to take profits when you do something like that. And that's what's going to push the price down, put the bears back into control. But I think we're going to come back down to this 50 moving average, retest it somewhere around $116,000 on the daily. I think this moving average is going to be the support, so it could be just a little bit higher, maybe 117. and then we're going to take off. 135,000 will be our first target. That's the golden zone. That's where they're going to want to take it. These things really respect golden zones, and they work like a magnet, up and down, up and down. So yeah, we'll hit the golden zone. Then we'll have some kind of retracement before we head up to our final target, about $170,000, anywhere from 162 to 180. I will pull a lot of my profit off of my spot bags here. I am in pure profit. I took all of my initial investment out here at about $111,000. So this is all free money. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to pull most of it. Like I said, most of it's been in 3 years, and I'm very happy with my gains. But if we're talking about this down move, where's it really going to end up? Well, we'll go down to the 4 hour because it breaks all those daily candles down into 4 hour time frames. And you can see we've met that all-time high, and then we've gone down ever since. And like I said, this spring's the same way. They're trying to push it down. It's going to push back. Bulls are going to push back, and then it's working on down. Our first bounce zone's probably here at about 118.7. I really feel like this is probably going to be the bottom. I'm not optimistic about 112, 113, but it's there, and it's a golden zone, and we have to pay attention to it. So if we do lose this 50 average, these things always retest. So what'll happen is it'll come down, and then it'll work back up, and it'll try to push that again, just like you can see here. Lost it, tried to push back up, couldn't do it, and fell down. So if it falls down again, our targets will definitely be 124.1. But like I said, we could bounce here and just take off. But we'll play it by ear. We'll pay attention to this over the next few days, and we'll get a better understanding of where we are and where we might bounce. We go on Ethereum. We'll look at Ethereum's liquidation heat map. You can see it's a lot the same, but a little different. There's about $350 million in liquidations to 4,200. You go to the top side, up around $4,600, there's 670 million, but you can also see there's some heavy pockets of liquidity below us, and market makers don't care. They're going to come after that, and then they're going to come to the stuff to the upside. But let's go ahead and go over to the chart. You can really understand what's going on then. I'll pull up the Ethereum chart. We'll go to the daily. I post all these charts in the Crypto School. You can find a link to that in my description. I also give quite a few different updates throughout the day, what I'm thinking, where I'm going. I was pretty involved in that today. It was a pretty important day. Everybody's kind of wondering, so I don't mind camping out, paying attention, looking at what's going on. All right, here we go. 4 hour chart. You can see the golden zone right below that 50 moving average that we keep talking about. But look how many times we've tried to break through this resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still can't do it. And every time that high gets just a little bit lower. So what I think's happening is the bulls are kind of giving up. They're going to let the bears take control, bring this thing down, coil that spring up just a little bit more. I'd watch this 50 moving average. I think we might probably lose it. But there's a possibility we don't. We bounce off of that. So we'll watch that very close. But yeah, if you followed that liquidation heat map, somewhere around $4,500 looks like a great bounce point. Then we're going to head on up to the golden zone that we've had marked before, somewhere around $7,300, and then on up. This is where I'll take most of my profits, somewhere between $11,000 and $13,000. Now these targets are fluid. We'll adjust those as necessary, but it gives you kind of an idea of where we're going to go. Breaking this move down in the 4 hour to see how low we're actually going to go before we get that bounce and start working to the upside. You can see we lost the 50 moving average on the 4 hour. We've talked again about how that's strong support and resistance. And remember what I told you, we typically retest those. So we lost it, we came up and retested it, and it looks like it's getting rejected again. There is a possibility it finds support down here somewhere and tries to push up and back into this golden zone. We've hit it once. It's already retested it once. I'm not optimistic it will again, but we can't rule out a run up to about $4,500. Or we try to go down to this bottom liquidity zone somewhere around $4,000. I think that's a good bounce point. It's where I'm going to be looking for longs. And like I said, I update all of this in the Crypto School. All right, that covers everything. I think we got it all figured out. So tell me what you think of the videos. Leave a comment. Let me know. I really like to hear. I'm trying to simplify these a little more for you new guys or guys that are just starting out. Because I want you to keep in mind, I'm just a blue collar guy. I shoot horses for a living, and this is my freedom. There's an opportunity to make life-changing money, and I want to teach you guys how to do it. I know it's hard at first. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to understand, but I'm going to try to slow these down just a little bit, go over some of the finer details in a way that you can probably understand it. So if you're not understanding something, leave me a comment in the description. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'd be more than happy to adjust to meet what you guys are looking for. But I want you guys to be successful. This is the best way I know to do it. And I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me. But I'm going to quit talking now. I've said enough. Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you down the road.